Alright, hey guys, I am back here with the Squire Telecaster, vintage modified, and it's been a little while since we picked up on this one because this guitar is, is going to have a new bone nut here, and I've been working on other projects, but I have returned to this project right here. Where we left off the last time, I was ready to fit the nut on the guitar to give it a test drive to make sure that everything fits and that the edges are somewhat, somewhere in the middle of the road of an easy fit, and just taking them down and basically getting ready to take the nut out and polish it and get ready for the final gluing. So this right here is just a little, we're going to hear a few chords here with the nut on, and after that we're going to take a look at the first fret action here, because as some of you know, we created this nut up here in the jig, which was going to give us, a nice first fret action without any buzzing and without any problems. So we have a couple of chords here so you can hear it. So it sounds really good. I can definitely hear change in sound and sustain compared to this nut, from the old synthetic bone stuff, whatever that was on there. So I'm happy with this upgrade right here. But let's take a look at the string, the action here at the first fret, and basically see where it's at. And I'll reposition the camera so you can get a good angle of what measurements we are having here. So let's do that, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we've just taken a closer look here, and let's take a look at the first fret action. Let's see what the action at the first fret are here at the low E. I have a feeler gauge right here, which is 0.12, which is basically a little too small. This right here is 20 thousandths in feeler gauge. So this is basically what we have on the low E. We have 20,000 here. Let's check what we have over here at the high E. We have somewhere between 0.12 thousand, or maybe a little closer to 16,000, but we are basically looking good. Don't have any problems. There's a bit of a gap. It's a bit of a gap, bit of a gap, and bit of a gap. Everything seems fine right there. So that basically means that we can take the guitar now, we can detune all the strings, and I can take the nut out again, and I can basically start to polish it up and make sure that the sides are flush in order to get everything nice and comfortable when we play. Round over some of the edges here just to make sure that everything's good, and that would be the next step here. So let me detune all the strings, get the nut out, and I will bring you guys back in when we're going to polish the nut and get everything ready for a final polish and then fitting it on the guitar. So thanks, guys, and stay tuned. I will be back with an update. Alright, guys, so the nut is basically off the guitar now, and this is what it looks like. It's it's coming along fine. Now I basically I will have to polish it right now. And just to, buff it up and make it, really polished, I'm going to start with 400 grit for a very short amount of time. Move to 600, to 800, to 1000, and to 1200. And when I have, run through all of these, I'm going to switch to some micromesh patch, which is, going to buff up and polish the shine. So basically, I only want to polish, the very top here and the back side and a little of the edges here, also making sure that I round off the edges so they're not pointy and sharp. But you can see the shape of the knot right here. But I will basically just take it and lay it on the paper here and just take it back and forth a couple of times. And if you go too crazy, you will basically, you'll take off of the width of the knot here. So I'll just place this top right here, trying to polish it. And we're just going to check it. Just going to check for, marks and make sure we get everyone. And this one right here looks good now. So we can, do a little more on the top. And we can go back and check it. And I would say that this looks fine. So we can, move on to the sides, which we can just, do a little like this. And the other side. But we also want to round over the edges a little bit. Maybe we don't need to round them over as much on the back side here, but at least on the top it would be nice to round them over a little bit. So I just place them right here and just kind of, flip them a little bit. And it's starting to come in nice here. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we have a little rounded edge. But we can continue a little more to round it off, perfectly. And this is starting to look very good. I'm very happy with that. So we can move on to the other side and basically, move up the grids. And, let me do this because this is going to take a little while. So let me do this, run through the 5 grids here, and I will come back and you can, you can take a look at the knot and see what's happened. So right now it looks like this. Not much of a shine to it. So I'll do that, continue to round over the edges, and when we have to bring in the micromesh, we can, start at the process again and we can take a look at it. So let me do this, guys, and I'll bring you in when we get there. Alright, so I just finished with the 4, 6, 8, 1000 and 1200 grit, and this is basically what it looks like now. there's a little shine to it, starting to, you know, get through, so that's good. Now I'm going through these micro mesh patch ranging from 1500 all the way up to 12,000. And this is basically going to polish and buff up this nut right here to a perfect brilliant shine. So I will do as I did before, just lay it on top here and buff as I did before. And switch so that I get the top as well. And we can do the sides as we did before. And we can round over the edges as well. So this is basically, you know, I will go through all of the pads and I will basically see from there. But it's starting to look good. It's starting to look really good. And you know, once I get it all polished up with the 9 pads here, I will bring you guys in so you can see the final project. And we are basically ready to fit it back on the guitar again and glue it in. So let me do all this, guys, and I'll see you in a little bit.